Hey guys, SickMotion here. I didn't realize there was a patch out today, so I'm going to just run through this really quick. So I have a bit of a headache, but it's not that long, so it should only take a few minutes here. This is the patch where Kale and Morgana reworks will be coming out. I looked at them a little bit on the PBE in just like a practice game. I'm not going to go over them at all right here. I think it'd just be easier to do that in another time or not at all. But they're going to be out this patch. Morgana's pretty much the same. Kale's still kind of late game hyper carry scaling, but a little bit different in how you get there. So I'm not too sure if I'll be playing Kale. Never really enjoyed Kale overly much, but she does look a lot better than she was before. It looks like she fits in the current game a lot more. She felt a lot, she felt really outdated. Akali got some changes here. The movement speed duration for getting to the outside of the ring and moving back in is increased by almost double. So that it'll make her feel a lot more mobile, a lot more smooth. You no longer have to dip in and out of her shroud over and over to get the max duration. You only have to do it once, and then it extends it to max duration. Her E has a little bit of a damage buff on the first cast, and then her ult is a shorter cooldown, 20 seconds at level 1, 15, and then 10 at level 3. So just makes her a little bit more, I guess, reliable in the early game. If you don't have a really good early game on Akali, you feel useless. She is still really frustrating to play against, though. Apparently, Nico had a bug with her Tangle Barbs where you could disarm enemies with it. I don't know. Rakan, little bit of a damage buff on his W. Not that much. Skarner, actually pretty cool. I still don't like the mini game. I still like the old Skarner way more, but I don't think that's coming back. The spires no longer appear on the mini map, so you can't. The enemy team can't see if you're taking these spires in their jungle. Made it really easy to know if Skarner was counter jungling you, unless you didn't take the spires to try and be sneaky, which really limited your power. And I don't know, is kind of counterintuitive. So you don't see those spires anymore on the minimap, which will help him be able to do what he needs to do. And the red buff spire now is in range of both Krugs and Raptors. Before it wasn't in range of, I think it was the Krugs that it didn't get to do. Kind of felt really bad that like you'd have the spires for every camp other than Krugs. So there's that. So he'll feel a bit better to play. I don't know if he's going to be playable still in comparison with other junglers or where he used to be, but it's a step in the right direction. Vi, lower attack speed growth stat, higher shield on the passive with a lower cooldown, I guess. I don't know. I haven't looked into this Vi change at all. I'm kind of looking at it for the first time. AD ratio on the Q down. No longer deals 25% reduced damage to non-champions. Blast Shield's cooldown is now reduced by 3 seconds whenever denting blows procs. Okay, that's kind of cool. I wonder if... oh no, never mind. That'll actually be kind of helpful. I think that'll make it a bit better. I don't know. There's a lot of changes there. Cooldown on her ult is up. Kind of makes her feel like you don't want to play her when her cooldown on her ult is up, but her ult is like really dumb strong for getting onto people, so it's kind of, I don't know, hit miss. No longer deals 25% reduced damage to secondary targets. Vi knocks back enemies she passes through. Oh, so you knock them back further as well on her ult. Kind of just a little bunch of little changes. Damage cone can now critically strike. That's kind of cool. What was the reasoning for all of this? To balance the changes she's getting nerfed in some areas, overall outcome should be a stronger, more impactful Vi. Alright, so the direction was buff. Kind of felt like that. I never really played that much Vi, so the changes to me won't feel that crazy if I was to pick up Vi right now. Relic Shield no longer heals for percentage of the target's missing health. It heals for increased healing depending on how much of the missing health the target is missing. So for an AD carry, it's not going to matter that much, but that for like tank supports that got a big pool of health, they would be healing a lot more when they were healing for percentage missing health than they were now. So changes on all of the versions of the Relic Shield line. Storm Razor, slight buff on attack damage, slight buff on attack speed. I haven't really seen anyone build it, honestly, since the change to all the crit items and whatnot. Aftershock resist duration is from 3 seconds to 2.5. So Conqueror got nerfed again here. It got hotfix nerfed last patch to be max 50 adaptive damage, or 50 adaptive damage stacks once it's fully stacked up. And now it only goes up to 30 adaptive damage. And keep in mind that adaptive damage is 1-to-1 AP, but it's a 60% AD conversion. So 30 max stacks on adaptive damage is going to be 18 AD. It still does the 10% true damage conversion of all of your damage and heals you for it, but it's just going to give you less raw stats. So that's actually pretty huge when you consider it went from being 15 to 75 at max stacks to being 10 to 30. It's got, I mean, early it's not as much of a change, but later on it's less than half of where it was. Cut down's bonus damage is 5 to 12%, still with the same health scaling rules. So it's a little bit more damage for 80 carries, I guess. That's kind of the only thing that you'd really want to be taking that on, I think. Cho'Gath E Vorpal Spikes base damage is increased by 2 per level, so it's up to 10 at level 5. Mundo, the magic resistance he gets from his E is up to 3% per stack. Now goes up to 42% instead of 30. So you want a big, dumb, no-skill tank that doesn't take magic damage that well. You can play Mundo. It's super boring to play against, but I guess he's more tanky-isher now. Super duper. Gangplank's bonus damage to champions is increased at earlier levels on the E, and the Cannon Barrage overall damage is buffed as well. I think Cannon Barrage needs to have something like Pantheon ult, where it's not true global, where you can just use it from a very long distance, but it's kind of dumb. It's really frustrating laning against the Gangplank top lane, and then all of a sudden he gets like a kill and an assist at level 6 from killing your bottom lane, and then he's strong at the same time. Really frustrating. Graves' base attack damage buff, I still think Graves feels really strong and he's annoying to play against, but have some buffs, Graves. Damage ratio on Jin's Q is up. Nunu, I've been playing against a bunch of Nunus that just become unkillable gods. So the consume heal is down 40 at max rank, which is nice, and his base health is down by 20 for earlier on. Okay, so I don't like Tryndamere that he gets just raw stats. He just gets raw crit chance. It's kind of dumb. And by kind of, I mean it's very dumb. It's very frustrating to play against. I've lost so many lanes where Tryndamere ends up critting with like an 8% crit chance. I've lost so many lanes where he crits like 3 times in a row with a 35% crit chance. And I've played Tryndamere and I've crit like 0 times out of 12 or 13 with max rage bar. There's enough RNG in the game. You don't need to put more RNG into this character. But I do agree with the way that rather than having 35% crit chance at all levels, later on in the game it scales up to 50% at level 16. So you only have to get 2 crit items to have that 100% crit chance, which I think later on in the game that's fine. I just don't agree with the early game crit. So Silas's stupid W healing actually got a buff. It has a higher AP ratio now. And a higher AP damage ratio. Kind of a buff once you get enough AP, I guess. The base damage on it is down. It's a nerf towards tank Silas, but it's still going to feel really oppressive and annoying. Yorick's ult is a little bit weaker early, does less damage. There's a bug where Rek'Sai's ult would deal double damage. Super duper. Bunch of non-Summoner's Rift buffs, and the new brand skin. New brand skin kind of looks cool. But yeah, other than that, really short patch. It's been longer than I thought it was going to be. Still under 10 minutes. I'm going to head off and lay down with my head here, guys. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I've been in the process of moving, still kind of unpacking and whatnot, which is why I haven't had any time to put any of the full game videos onto YouTube. I have one other one that I didn't realize I didn't release that I'll probably release tomorrow, since I'm putting out this video today. It's from a patch or 2 ago, but I think it's still a decent game. Nothing overly massive has changed in those areas. since that game. So I'll put it out there if people want to watch it. And then hopefully in the next coming weeks, I'll have time to put out some more, or put some time into saving some games to put on YouTube. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy, and we'll see you next time.